Alright, Shalom, Shalom Israel, coming back with another video, giving all honor and glory to the Most High Yahweh, which the world calls God, and Yahweh Shai, which the world calls Jesus Christ. Shalom, Shalom. And we gonna hop back into these precepts, and this video is gonna be on a few prophecies that's been taking place in the world, and we're gonna hop right into the video, right? So this is the book of 2nd Esdras 9:1. He answered me then and said, He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before. And I'll get the verse. Right? But honestly, the point, I'll get the precept, for the sake of edification. Right? So this is 2nd Esdras 9 and verse 1. And he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Now, when you look at these prophecies that's taking place, you notice that the Most High is visiting this world, right? Now, how do we know that? Well, let's go into some prophecy, right?
A lot of water around the world is being heavily filled with toxic. Look.
A saltwater lake in northern China, bright red. Salt Lake is one of 3 in the world. The other 2 are in Utah and Russia.
Well, it is a strange sight in Brevard County. Some are even calling this site biblical.
Residents of a barangay in Laguna saw
Now they're calling it biblical because it is biblical.
the river turned to the color of blood over the weekend.
Residents in eastern China woke up early this week to find the river that runs through their city had turned blood red.
It was taken off the Bible when the river Nile was turned to blood in the time of Moses.
The other night, folks smelled something strange, and then the Wenju River turned red, blood red, and nobody knows why.
In Kuantan, Pahang, heavy rain on Monday resulted in the waters of Sungai Balok and the nearby beaches to turn reddish.
A river in the Russian Arctic turning red. There's no danger to people or wildlife.
Now I want to say that a lot of water around the world.
That's prophecy, right? That's how we know that the Lord is visiting the earth. Now let's get a precept. Let's get Revelation 16 and verse 3. And it says, and the second angel poured out his veil upon the sea, and it became as the blood of a dead man, and every living soul died in the sea. Now, verse 4, and the third angel poured out his veil upon the rivers and fountains of waters, and they became blood. Now, that's prophecy in the book of Revelations that these seas would turn red now, right? Now, let's get another precept. Let's get Joel 2 and 30. Now, we going in the scriptures and validating that these things are prophetic and the Lord is visiting the earth, and we know that we're in the last days, right? In the last seconds, right? Joel 2 and 30. And I will show wonders in the heavens and in the earth, blood and fire and pillars of smoke. So he said, I will show blood in those days. Now, aren't these rivers turning blood red? Isn't it a fact that these rivers are actually turning blood red? Isn't it also a fact that you find this in the scriptures? Right? So you know that the Most High is coming back, and you know that he's visiting this earth. Now also another thing that took place was the Euphrates River drying up now. Right? So this is what the Euphrates River looks like at the moment. Right? So this is what you see. You can actually look this up. The Euphrates River is pretty dry. Now, let's find that in the scriptures. It's like, I didn't want to get rid of the Bible app. Right, now let's get Revelation 16 and verse 12. Now it says, and the sixth angel poured out his veil upon the great river Euphrates, and the water thereof was dried up, that the way of the kings of the east might be prepared. Now it's saying that the kings of the east is making way for the kings of the east, so that they may be prepared, because where the Euphrates River is, on that body of land, World War III will be taking place there. That's why you see a lot of things happening up there in the Middle East, right? These wars and all these rumors of wars, because the Most High is going to have World War III take place at the Euphrates River now, right? Revelations 11 and verse 14. Right, and it says, the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. Right, and that first woe is World War I. The second woe is World War II. Now the third woe cometh quickly, and that's World War III. So World War III is coming quickly, man. That's what's going to take place at the area of the Euphrates River. That's why it says prepare. It's going to be preparing, paraphrasing, and making way for the kings of the east. Now, and those kings are all those people in the Middle East, and America's going to take place in that war, and they're going to be utterly destroyed, right? Now let's go to the next thing now. The next thing is, Slacky, I already really covered. I just was getting more proof to show you, but Iraq suffers as Euphrates rivers dwindles. Now, you see. Now, another prophecy is this now, right? So, on January 31st, 2020, the Trump administration announced the expansion of the travel ban on 6 more countries. However, this ban only affects certain visas for residents in countries of Eritrea, I'm not going to try to say that, Myanmar, Nigeria, Sudan, and Tanzania, right? Now, in Slacky, if I didn't say that right. Now, this is a travel ban. Now, also, when you go to this now, so it says, coronavirus, could the U.S. do what Italy has done? Now, let's see what Italy has done. Right, so, I'll read this. As coronavirus sweeps across the U.S., American officials have warned that mandatory prevention measures may be necessary to stop its spread. But is the U.S. willing to go as far as Italy, another democracy, or even authoritarian China? Right? Italy has banned mass gatherings and barred Slovakia from citizens traveling outside of their home region. China has forced more than 50 million citizens to self-isolate and even threaten severe penalties, including death for quarantine breakers. Right? So what measures is U.S. willing to take, and could coronavirus besiege an American city? Now, forced lockdowns and etc. So now, this is times of men desiring to go to another city, and they will not be able. As we just read, people are under quarantine. Italy has banned mass gatherings, and people can't travel outside of their home region. Now, and in here, we got this travel ban, so there's certain places you can't go to in the world. Now, let's find that in the scriptures. Slacky. So, this is the book of 2nd Esdras, and I didn't do an in-depth video. It's just to skim over some prophecies so you understand what's going on, right, for the sake of time. So 2nd Esdras, and what did I want? Okay, 2nd Esdras 15 and verse 17. And it says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Now, is that prophecy or is that a coincidence? Is that a coincidence or that's prophecy? Because the Lord said, a man shall desire to go into a city in the last days and shall not be able. Now, they got this travel ban, right, in certain areas. China is, you can't leave China. People are not allowed to go to China. And Italy is banning people from leaving their home region, right? China has forced 50 million under quarantine and threatened death if you violate the quarantine laws. So this is prophecy taking place. Now, there's one last thing I want to get into. So now it says, coronavirus epidemic, U.S. retailers could see some empty shelves by mid-April. Right? Now, we're in March. Now, let's see the date, This is March 10th. So, he's saying by midway April, you could say around the 15th, that's midway, right? There's going to be empty shelves. Now, is that prophecy or is that a coincidence now? It's like, I got to go back to 2nd Esdras. Right? KJV. 2nd Esdras 6 and 22. And it says, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. Now the Lord said the full storehouses are gonna suddenly be found empty. Now America is saying that some stores can, become empty, no resources. Now places in China, they don't got food in their Walmarts and stuff. That's already happening. So that we live in the last days. And you got to repent and keep these commandments or the Lord going to put you to death. Right? You got to seek the Most High or you're going to be put to death. Now let's get a precept. Let's get Amos 5 and 4. And it says, for thus saith the Lord unto the house of Israel, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, seek me and ye shall live. So if you seek the Most High, you shall live. Right? Let's get another precept, bear with me. Now this is 2nd Chronicles. Bear with me. 2nd Chronicles 15 and verse 13. And it says that whosoever would not seek the Lord Yahweh of Israel should be put to death, whether small or great, whether man or woman. Now, the Lord said you're going to be put to death if you do not seek him. And if you seek the Most High, you shall live. So I'm going to end it there. I'm going to give all honor and glory to the Most High Yahweh, which the world calls God, and Yahweh Shai, which the world calls Jesus Christ. Shalom.